Hey, buddy.
Oh, hello, dude.
Hello. How are you doing?
I'm doing decent. I'm doing decent right now.
Good stuff. You have a question? Question for Mylixia.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it was basically what I wrote. Pretty much, I was working really hard at work, and after 1.5 months after working really hard, I noticed that I was most likely overworking.
Okay.
But my work didn't really let me, uh, like I couldn't really decrease however good I was working, so it kind of just pumped me through it. And as a result, my like imagine like a fist holding your heart, and every time like my heart beat, it felt like someone was like grabbing it back.
Okay.
And through that, after like I think a week, I got so scared of like being able to feel that again when I go to work, so I just quit going to work. And I start calling myself in and like sick. And I went there to the doctor and stuff, but they didn't really. They said like the blood pressure was a bit high, but nothing like too special. And I ended up quitting my work because I got so scared of feeling this pain.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm just trying to search a new job, but I'm being really picky. Or not, yeah, basically really picky, and maybe like for some week not even looking at other articles of like work because I'm so scared to be able to feel that again.
Okay. Can I ask a couple of questions to kind of get like some idea of?
Yeah, sure.
Cool. So like, what job was this? Can you describe it?
Customer service. Customer service. So basically, people will call in, and I will help them. But as time went through, because I was really skilled at my job at selling, I basically just did selling work. Basically, sold to customers, or well, rather, I helped and sold to customers.
And what parts of it were so stressful?
I think it was overworking. Like I always like, of course, I always hated having like bad clients because I mean bad. Like users or whatever those were called in, because usually we didn't know, there were a lot of questions we could give that we had no solution to,
Mm-hmm.
and I know that was just annoying overall, but I
Oh,
still like find my job okay. I just know that I took so many calls, and yeah,
like how many hours did you work per week?
it was really weird because we were supposed to have like 80%, but I still ended up working mostly like 8 to 5, like 9 hours.
So 9 hours. How many days a week?
Oh, 5 days, sometimes
Okay.
six,
People that
because
are in
usually.
chat are gonna think that's not a lot, but American work schedules are absolutely bonkers. They're way more than anything should be. That can definitely be stressful, especially in a high octane job.
Yeah, because also I did. It wasn't like Monday to Friday. It would be spread around, so I could have like a free day on Monday and one on Sunday, or like one on Thursday and one on yeah,
Mm-hmm.
another day. So
So
yeah,
it's like
and like
45 hours a week, really high stress.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
and the problem was also during December, because I started in like September.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we used to like in the start only take 49% of every call, because where I worked was just taking over like the company or whatever, like the
Mm-hmm.
outsourcing. And then in December, we also started taking 100%. So we had like no breaks in between every call. And we will like always only have 1 minute uh, writing down what happened in a call and also fixing whatever the issue was.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not like possible to do in a minute. So I'll have like working on my older customers while taking my customers, like new ones.
Okay.
And that was really stressful. Yeah.
And uh, how old are you?
I'm 20.
Okay. And how bad do you need money?
I don't need. I mean, I haven't had a job now for like 6 months, so
Mm-hmm.
I don't really need. But I really want one.
Why?
Well, basically, I want to earn money, and I don't want my parents to like tell me to
What to
like
do?
get a job.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
Okay. Okay. Um. Okay. And what would you like to do? Like, have you thought at all about like What
So
like makes you happy? What you enjoy?
well, I liked like working with computers and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean that, but I also actually started liking to sell because I was really good at it, like really good at it. And but I'm scared to because usually customer service is a really shitty job, and I
For
didn't
sure.
think so like the first months at all because it went really easy. But then when I actually started improving, and we had this like going from like 40% to like 100% and always queue,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it started becoming really bad. And I'm pretty sure like if my bosses was listening to me more, like I know because I know another guy, what something happened to him that I wondered was basically that I only focused on selling rather than helping, so I could get my time to actually just sell, and I will do as much. But they didn't really care, or at least my coach or whatever didn't care enough.
Okay. Are you only applying to jobs that are on a list somewhere? How are you finding these jobs that you're looking at for a potentially like new jobs?
And wait, I'm just gonna search for the English words for it if
Yeah.
there's one. No, but basically it's just a website and they post posters where people are searching for jobs, and I
Okay.
just go through them. And usually I just write in IT or and now recently I've been searching for like customer service, and I'm like check if in the poster they talk more about like here you rather go for sales or only sales, but I don't find too many sadly.
Okay.
But yeah, I've been looking for that, but I'm also scared because I was working for an outsourcing. I mean, I had like an company with outsources me to like let's say these customer service,
Mm-hmm.
and I had a really bad experience because I didn't get my break which I asked for and stuff, and their doctor and stuff. Like I remember I had like a broken foot, and I also had I don't know what it's bad, but you puke like all the time.
Damn, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, and they still wanted me to take 40 minutes of my day to get there just for the doctor to say yeah, that person is sick, and then I had to go back.
Oh, rip, dude.
Yeah.
Okay. And is there any skill set that you particularly want to learn, or like like something that you want to like grow into through your job? Because you should always be learning through your job.
Like I have nothing specific. I just know that I would want to work with computers or like internet stuff, but I don't really specifically know what, because when I started studying, I basically took classes about like automation and stuff, but then I ended up taking like a route which was specific on servers and stuff with computers, and I didn't really feel like I learned a lot,
Mm-hmm.
or like because basically in Sweden we have we have like finish high school, then we go to something that's called
Okay.
gymnasium, and I basically took the course which is like made for to get a job afterward. It isn't like university or anything.
Okay. So, and like how industrious is the place that you live? Are you living in like a pretty major city, or are you living in like crazy Fishville or wherever?
I live pretty near a big city in Sweden.
Okay. So near enough to work in one?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, like takes I mean to my work basically into like the second biggest city in Sweden took like 20-30 minutes, so with a bus.
Okay. Um all right, I have a couple of suggestions. You ready?
Yeah, sure.
All right. So, I'm going to I guess I'll start with the most controversial one.
Sure.
Okay. Right now, the way that you're approaching looking at jobs is very reactive. So if somebody posts on a website, right, and this is actually, so number one, you're not different in this. Don't feel bad. Everybody
No,
fucking does this. Like if a job is posted on a website, you respond to it, and then you apply to it, right?
Yeah, basically send my CV and my
Yeah,
personal.
and then like what'll happen is like, and I can tell you being on the other side of that, right? I'll get literally 500 applications. I'll look through them all, and I'll try to figure out which one of them is done, which one of them is the best based on some arbitrary bullshit criteria that I have, right? Let me give you another Let me just give you a possibility, okay? And we'll work through how to actually do it later. But let's just give a possibility. What if you chose the 3 coolest companies you could find in Sweden near you, and you went and talked to them, talked to the highest level manager that you could, and said, I'm trying to get a job in this industry. What are the things that I need to know? And what are the things that I would want to learn to be able to work for a company like this? You don't say you're looking for a job, but you say that you're looking to learn and become the best version of yourself and work in a place like that. And then you go after that information.
Okay.
So what this does is it shifts the current thing that you've got going, which is like you're basically a part of a big school of fish, right? And when food gets dropped, so imagine like the job posting is the food. The swarm of fish goes in and they try to rapidly consume it, right? So basically you're stuck with like one of 2 things. Either you're stuck with highly competitive jobs or you're stuck with shit jobs that you don't want. It sounds like more of number 2. Right?
Okay.
So what you need to do is you need to change this from being reactive to proactive. And so this is incredible advice that I can give you because you're in a really unique position. Number 1, you don't need money that bad, not bad enough to survive. And number 2, you're 20 and you're really young, so you can do this. So you have an incredible advantage where you can pick out companies that you might want to work for. And let me give you an example of what I did. So I did this as a test in a town that I was in for a bunch of my clients that I was teaching this professional concept to. And what I did was I went to 10 companies in the area, and every single one of them, what I would do is I'd go, hi, I'm Devin Nash. I'm looking at working, I would literally walk up to the secretary and I'd say, I'm Devin Nash. I'm looking at working in a place like this. I'm not asking for a job specifically, but I would really like to meet with someone on your management team who might be able to help me understand what it would take to work in an industry like this, or just give me a little bit of time. Sometimes I had a direct connection in, usually not. Like for 8 of the companies that didn't have a direct connection. And what they would do is they would set me up with like a 1-hour meeting. It was almost always 1 hour. Sometimes it was like 30 minutes with one of their high level managers. And usually this person was actually like, the number of times I got like a VP or a director was crazy. I talked to a CEO twice, just like literally a CEO, just by walking in and talking to the secretary. Right. And they would talk to me and they say like, what are you looking to do? And I said, well, I really want to learn about the industry. I want to learn more about you. I would ask them questions about how they were running their business. And in all 10 of the instances, I got offered a job, every single one. So
how much did you talk about yourself, though?
Almost none. But the only thing I would do is I would go in and I would try to find out everything I could about their business. I would try to find out why they were succeeding, what was important to them, what their passions were, and I would just try to learn everything I could about what that company was doing. And so let me kind of like, can I explain like the psychology around this and why this works the way it does? Yeah, sure. So this is personal experience as a CEO of several companies, but I'll use Counterlogic Gaming as an example because it's the biggest.
Yeah, sure.
When I was a CEO, the amount of people that would blow me up on email was like crazy. I'd probably get 25 to 30 messages a day saying, hey, Mylixia, like I really want to join the esports industry. I'll do, how do I get a job in esports? Like, what do I do? Right. I never, ever had anybody come to me and say, hey man, I don't want a job. I'm not actually looking for anything, but I'm so passionate about esports. I would do anything to just get, that's a lie. I had 2 or 3 people do this. Probably because they watch my videos and they know that I say this. So, hey man, I'm really looking for just some more information about how to get into esports. I don't want a job, but I'm genuinely looking for the opportunity. I just like 30 minutes of your time, anytime, 24/7, 12 a.m. to 12 a.m. next day. Let me know. I always did it for them, and one of those people became a CLG intern. And the reason is because a couple of things. Okay, number one. People that own companies and everybody just likes to talk about themselves. Yeah. Everybody loves to talk about themselves. And number two, what a lot of times, if you're hiring, you're looking for a certain personality of a person who is inquisitive and willing to learn and to grow. And I can't tell you the number of times that I've talked to business owners who have had someone like do this. And because they look at that person, they say, whoa, this person's proactive. This person is trying to learn. They're focusing on me. They're putting me first. They're putting my value first. They're not talking about themselves. Because what does everyone go do in an interview? They sit down. They expect the standard questions. They like, whoa, tell me a little bit about your job history. Then you talk about yourself. The interviewer tunes out. They don't care about you. When I fucking have an interview with a company, I fucking interview them. Like if they ask me a question, I'm like, yeah, that's great. Let me ask you about like what are you guys doing as a company that really provides value to people? What's special to you? What are your core advantages that other people don't have? And as they start to talk about themselves, and I inquire to that, they'll be like, shit, this guy fucking knows his shit, because you're asking questions and you're learning about their company and you're proving that you put their value first, right?
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
I actually like this. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. And you're kind of, and like, I also like this advice for you, because you're kind of like, you said you like to sell too. This is like the ultimate sales, dude. You like walk in and you sell the shit out of yourself, but you sell yourself by not talking about yourself. It's the ironic thing, right? People love to talk about themselves. And if you show that you're putting the value on them first, you'll be amazed at what the results are.
Okay.
So fuck and here's the thing. The reason people don't do this, it's not easy, right? It's easy to go to the job website and to post your resume, but it's hard to identify 5 companies that you really want to work for and that you'd love every minute of your job, and to go in there and then to approach that person. And like, you might get rejected. I didn't in the study, in the small use case that I did. And I find that like almost never are they going to be like, no, we won't let you talk to anybody. Get out of here, weirdo. Like, it just doesn't seem like a thing they do, right? Like, they give you the opportunity. They're going to gatekeep you. They're going to be like, are you looking for a job? But they might say like, no. Like, and really you're not. Like, if you don't like slide it in, don't do anything. Just like, you're there to learn, dude. You're 20 years old. You're there to learn the skills. They're going to provide you something valuable. If you get a meeting with the CEO, like that's fucking mentorship that you cannot get anywhere.
I understand.
Yeah. So this is I think this is a way to turn around like the concept of looking for jobs. And it's something that nobody does, and I'm telling you, dude, like this is something that will change your life if you do this the right way.
Yeah. No, I totally buy what you say. I will definitely try it out.
Yeah, and the other thing, I'm going to give you, someone is asking me, did I ever do that for a biggest company? Yeah, the biggest company I did it for was a credit card company with over 400 employees. And that was actually the company I talked to the CEO. So, yeah. The other thing I'd recommend, too, is, here, let me look at my notes I was taking for you. Oh, yeah. This is going to be something, oh, man, I love doing this because so many people are going to get pissed about this, okay?
Sure.
This is just something I want you to consider, okay?
Okay.
If you find an opportunity that is going to educate you in an incredible way, work for free. And just offer it and be like...
I think that's not... you're not allowed to do that in Sweden.
Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
There's no interns or anything?
Actually, I don't want to promise anything, but maybe interns, that maybe work, but I still think you get money somehow. It's not like free, but it could be that instead of I get money from the job, I get money from like a company or not. I don't know how to explain because I don't know the word. Basically, there's some places where you sign up for jobs, and then they can pay your paycheck instead. But then at least not the company I go and talk to does it.
Can chat clarify? Can chat clarify what are the rules in Sweden? Scandinavia only has paid internships, which are like minimum salary. Okay. Paid internships through the government. Okay. Got it. You see what I mean? I'm getting a bunch of the like, oh, they never work for free, right? Okay. Let me give you a very objective example. Ready?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so when I started at Team Dignitas, which was my whole intro into esports, right?
Yeah.
I told the owner of Team Dignitas at the time, now it's owned by the 76ers, but I told the owner of, who became my good friend later, Odie.
Yeah.
I was originally approached by Alberto, a friend of mine named Crumbs. He used to be the jungler for Team Dignitas. He's a caster now. Yeah. And he told me, hey, man, like, we really need some help, like, helping our players with peak performance. Because at the time I had taken on several clients and I had, like, I'd been able to help people with peak performance issues like this one, right? And Odie said, well, hey, we'd really love you to work with us. But Dignitas was famous for paying people in mouse pads.
Okay.
We'd really love to you to work for us, but we don't really have a lot of money, and they didn't. I said, no problem. Just cover my flights. I'll do it totally for free. This was at a time when I was consulting for $500 an hour, like on the regular. Okay. So you'd say that's totally insane, right? All right. So I flew down every weekend for free to Los Angeles and helped coach the players. Within 3 to 4 months, I was running North America for Team Dignitas and a fully paid, fully salaried position. Because after about 1 to 2 months, I was adding so much value that there was no way that they could be like, yeah, dude, like this guy should be paid.
Yeah, they pay you to stay, basically.
Yeah. So the idea is, if you're very young, and I'd say very young, between the ages of like 20 to 25, you can take on work that is going to be truly educational, and that experience is going to have a higher ROI, like a return on investment, than anything you would do for paid. So let's take 2 jobs, okay? One is in an aspiring tech company in Sweden that is doing something that you really love, and let's say they're advancing AI or something fucking crazy, right? You have the opportunity to intern for free or for whatever Swedish minimum wage is at this job, and learn under an engineer who is like pioneering this technology. Okay. Option 2 is you get paid, let's say like, I don't know, like 15 euros an hour, and you work at a grocery store. I would take the free internship every single time, because the amount of ROI that I would learn and the experience and what I could do next on that, the long scope of it, is so much better. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I understand. And especially since me, because I'm not in that problem with money anyways.
Yeah, well, that's it. That's exactly why I'm saying. That's exactly why I'm saying is so. And again, like just to clarify with chat, and for the people that are watching this on YouTube, the advice that I'm giving him is very specific. So this is a 20-year-old person who doesn't have an immediate need for income and is able to spend some time learning and figuring out what he wants to do. So so if if someone came on and said, I'm 18, I'm getting kicked out of my house, my advice would be totally different, right? But you're in a really, really advantageous place. So like, you shouldn't procrastinate at all. Like you being proactive with this and by the way, I don't think that this scenario is ever going to happen. I think you go to 5 companies that you would love to work for, and one of them offers you a job. And the cool thing is that you don't have to worry about working 40 hours a week. You can work 20 in a job that you love and that is teaching you a ton of stuff.
You understand?
Yeah.
I have a question though. I don't think there's anything different to it, but imagine if it was like a small company. Do you think there's any difference between like the sort of way you said in about interviewing them rather than being interviewed? Do you think there's like no difference between if it's a small business or a big one?
It's more difficult to work with a big company.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah,
because I can see myself doing some small ones, and I can basically talk with the boss, just going and like basically standing at the counter, and I think.
Yeah, and this is gonna take. So the other thing too is this is gonna take a little bit of courage too, and you might outright fail and like slip up and stuff like that too. But I promise, like, and this is something I'm focusing on more myself, is like the experience of doing something. The behavior of doing something is so much more important. So like, if you go out and you fail 10 times, the person you'll be as a result of those failures is so much further than if you just sit in your house and you apply on resumes.
You understand?
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage, man. But like, I think if you can do this, you'll be really, really surprised at the results.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Get out of the mindset of like, of just like receiving and trying to like take in resumes and like, okay, here's a new job, I'll post this and things like that, you know?
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I really like the advice you gave.
Yeah, of course,
Yeah.
man. That's what I'm here for.
I
So
don't think
other thing,
yeah.
I would like you. Well, so first of all, now that I've given you this advice, do you think you'll actually do it?
Like, I mean, I'm pretty sure I will. At least I know two places I would like to try.
All right, so let's do this.
Like already in my mind. Yeah, sure.
So you do those two places, you talk to them, and come back to the stream end to me and tell me what happens. So now you're accountable.
Sure.
Is that a deal?
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, sure. Makes sense. Yeah.
You'll do it?
Sure.
Hell yeah. All right, let's go, buddy. What's your name?
Matthias. Or
Holy
do you mean like
shit. Matthias?
Matthias?
Matthias. I'm
Yes.
American, so I'm just the worst at doing anything that's not
It's
American.
okay. Like basically English people call me Matthew instead or something like that.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's Matthias is way cooler than Matthew, but yeah, I got it.
Thank you.
All
Kinda
right.
agree.
Okay,
Yeah.
Matthew. So that's the deal then. Do the two, come back to us and
Yeah.
tell us what happens.
Sure. Thank you, dude.
Yeah, man, that's what I'm here for. I hope it helped.
Have a good one.
All right, you too, man. Take care.
Yes.